Hello and welcome back to the farm. Today's all about bees. Now here we are, August 22nd. So summer's pretty much over and I can actually feel it right now. It's about 70 degrees today with a very pleasant wind. Pleasant time for me to go and check the hive, which I did. I didn't fully check because I'm not gonna pull out every single frame to get to the bottom of this. What I will do is just do a visual inspection. This is what I prefer with many things. That's just my style. How does the population look? How the frames look when I'm seeing from up top. And the visual inspection looked good. Plenty of population. Plenty of bees in the middle box, which is the honey super there. Which means they're bounding it with honey. I could actually see plenty of bees on the outside frame where I was looking. That's a good sign. Once they start working that frame, they will start working. Once they start finishing that box, they'll start moving up. Which I'm hoping in September they will have more resources available. Because I am in an urbanized area, people will plant flowers, flowers will bloom, so forth and so on, as you can see right here. And I still have the basil blooming, I still have sunflowers blooming, so I still got resources available. I don't have to worry about supplemental feeding. I may have to do that, though. So I already have a plan in place for that if it comes to that. A couple things I need to explain about my hive. One thing I did during the summer, early summer, was start adding in ventilation. That bottom board is screened. As you can see right there, you can't really see it, but that allows airflow to come in. That makes the AC crew for the summer easier. This piece right here is what we call a bee spacer. It's a 4-inch gap, has slats in it where you line up the frames. Comes in a 10 or 8 frame, pretty standard. That acts as a front porch, if you will. Cools them off during the summer, keeps them warm during the winter. Third thing I did was add a new entrance reducer, which looks like a nose in a plane, or you're walking in the cabin of a plane. Let me go back over here. And that's actually a Canadian product. It's actually plastic, but I actually do enjoy it compared to the standard piece of wood that you would get stuck on. I have trouble pulling out, which actually happened with me in my first time. Now I did have to drill knots into the bottom board to get the item to fit, but the front end of the entrance reducer is completely modular. Like those cones you see that the bees are coming out of. Let me see if I can get a little closer to show you, since I don't have this on a selfie stick. Let me show you here. This is completely modular. Those cones actually protect from hornets, robbing and pests. Now when it starts getting colder, I'll take those cones out and put in the standard entering reducers, which this is a piece of plastic, and zip tie the drawers together. So that is what I love. You can actually see a little knob. Looks like black. I apologize, I can't get closer. That actually pulls out, and you zip tie things. You can zip tie the item close, or you can tie it off with a thread tie or whatever you have available. So I do like that quite a bit. I did put a insulation lid, which basically think of it as one side is a deep side with a hole in the middle. It has a circular hole on the outside. Let me see if I can just give you a brief spets in here. Apologize, I should have thought about that earlier. Let's see if I don't get stung in the process because of my stupidity. But that's an insulating lid. That has a hole for the feeding board. During the summer, the cellar side goes up. In the winter, there's a deep side that you will actually put a candy board on. And they will actually come out there and feed on it. But that circle, the hole in the middle, is actually for a feeding jar if you want to do that. But you would need to put another box on. So everything has its pros and cons. It also has a hole cut out in the front end of the board, so if you want to do a top entrance, you can do that with a sim. Or, well, most people do a sim. I'm not a big fan of the sim. I do like the idea of a top entrance, but I'd rather have one entrance for counter robbing. Because if I have an issue, there's only one way in and out. That makes life a little simpler. So again, for the beekeepers, for you newer beekeepers, do an inspection. How you want to do an inspection is completely up to you. I prefer being more evasive, mainly evasive as possible, so it doesn't disrupt anything. Check to see how the hive's looking. If you have plenty of population, they're bringing in pollen, they're bringing nectar, you're good. Apologize for being long-winded, but you know how sometimes when you like having videos to talk about. But thanks for joining. Feel free to like, sub, and comment. And I do rather have the comments, because if you have a different style of beekeeping, go ahead and tell me why you like doing those styles. What is their management? Why do you treat the bees a certain way? How do you feed your bees? And that I will actually appreciate more. So feel free to comment on your style, and I'll catch you in the next video.